Okay, Coach. First of all, talk about your first USA basketball coaching experience, and you got the 2-0 window here. But what was the experience for you?
It was great. I didn't know that I was even going to be a part of this like 3 months ago, and then putting the staff together, working with Sean Ford, working with the people at USAB, then finding the roster that we had, which was full of like really good guys and guys who work hard and are talented basketball players. And then to come out here and have, two really good performances has been, I really couldn't ask for much more. Coaching for the US and coming out here and getting 2 wins has been awesome.
Cool. And so tonight specifically, let's talk about offense and then defense. Offense, again, we saw a lot of good ball movement.
Yeah.
Defense definitely, forced the issue with some turnovers and in transition. So if you want to start on, the offense and move to the defense or vice versa.
Yeah, the offense was good. We moved the ball, like you said. We got open looks in the first half. I think we were 6 for 20 from three, but they were all really good looks. So we were happy with what we were doing. And like I said last game, we just have a naturally unselfish group. They move the ball, they move themselves, they want to make the right play. So in the second half, we got out in transition. Our defense led the offense. And again, same ball movement. I don't know how many threes we ended up with, but a good offensive performance. And then on the defensive end, Bahamas came out here and played well, and it wasn't an easy task to keep them out of the paint. They were driving the ball, they were physical, they were rebounding. So we just had to like lean into our depth. And we had 12 guys who were able to play and get out there and fight and defend and rebound and be physical. And that's kind of what the like main part of our defense was just like leaning into our ball pressure and our depth. And slowly but surely we were able to pull away, but it wasn't easy.
Coach, congrats for the win
Thank you.
2-0 in your first pairing. What are you feeling with that?
I feel great. I feel great. I mean, to go 2-0, that's what our mission was when we came here. We came here wanting to win 2 games. Obviously, started with the Puerto Rico game, and that was a tough game, and we pulled that one out with a lot of 3-point shots. And then it was a little different tonight. We weren't necessarily making our threes. We had to play a different way, but for us to put a team together, practice for 7 days, and then go out there and kind of show the performance that we did, it's definitely gratifying.
What do you think? What do you think is the key for winning the game tonight?
Our defense, our defense. I mean, the Bahamas put a lot of pressure on our defense, and early it was really tough. We couldn't keep them out of the paint. We couldn't keep them off the boards, and we were fouling way too much. But once we kind of got that under control, and our second unit came in and started rebounding, played a little bit more physical, we try to say that we're a defensive team, and tonight we were.
Coach, both Smart and Ramsey had big offensive, 2 games.
Yeah.
Just where were they getting into the flow of things, and what were some of the things you were running that allowed them to get into the flow?
Yeah, it really started on the defensive end. They were able to get out in transition and get to the hoop. They're both very like quick, strong, athletic guys who can get out in transition and take a bump and then finish at the rim. We were just leaning into our ball movement. It's a equal opportunity offense, and if they're open, they get it. So we did a good job. I think Frank Kaminsky did a good job of getting the ball moving. David Stockton did a good job of getting the ball moving, and those guys were the beneficiaries of it. But they really showed that they could play, and that's one of the reasons they were here. They wanted to show people that they could play, and they did it 2 games in a row.
And what are some of the challenges having these guys ported in from different places, different systems, and different roles? How do you get them to play their role here in such a quick turnaround?
It's all about the people. It's about their attitude. It's about their unselfishness. And luckily, fortunately, I should say, Sean Ford put together a team that was super unselfish and they were willing to take any role that I gave them. And it took a lot of work. We had 7 hard practices. Our coaching staff got together 2 months ago trying to put a plan together that makes sense. But you never know until the guys get together and actually do it. And we were very satisfied with them as far as accepting their roles and then, putting it all together to win 2 games.
And you had Patrick Ewing on your staff, which is from the Washington, D.C. area.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's iconic here.
Yeah.
Just what did he bring to the staff and his experiences and his play?
Patrick brought so much to this staff. I mean, he's coached a long time. He's coached under, Stan Van Gundy, Jeff Van Gundy, Steve Clifford. He's played for Pat Riley and some really good coaches. John Thompson had a great career, but I lean on Patrick during the game when things are kind of like, I don't know kind of what's going on. I sit down, I ask Pat, who do you think we should put in the game? And he always has the right answer. Or what do you think about changing the defense? And he always has the right answer. So to have that resource in that package is, great for me, satisfying, and it's important for USA basketball to have Patrick Ewing as a part of it, as a two-time gold medal winner. Like, it's big time.
Thank you,
All
Coach.
right.
Okay, David. Two good wins this time around. You have played more qualifying games for anybody as a USA player. So how did this window feel? And, this game tonight, there was definitely some fight required, but overall, can you assess the team's efforts tonight and over the weekend?
Overall, a great week. To get the call to come back to USA is always an honor, and this group of guys really, really embodied, what it's all about. Coming in and just playing pure basketball, not caring how much you play, just come in, play hard, do your role, and win.
Okay, and then tonight, and Friday, a lot of really good ball movement and a lot of kind of forcing the issue on defense with turnovers and transition. What did you guys focus on to, really find both of those to be effective ways to win the last two games?
Well, I think, it's cliche, but, the defense is what wins. And, with the athletes that we're able to, put on the floor and the way the FIBA game is different, and if we can embody what the FIBA rules are and the physicality of the game here in the qualifiers, then we think we have an edge, and that we can kind of inflict our will on teams defensively.
Hi, Davis. My question is, how important is the move movement for this Team USA? And the Friday night, that was really important for win with Puerto Rico, and tonight too.
Yeah, the ball movement is huge for us. We got a bunch of guys that are respective all-stars on their teams in the G League. Every guy on our team can get 20, 25 a night. And, we have to come in here and just focus on moving the ball, getting easy shots, and running our stuff. Because if we do that, then I think we're pretty tough to beat.
As one of the primary facilitators on this team, what is the process of this quick turnaround with guys playing from different systems, of you finding where their spots are and where they're most impactful and where they like the ball and how to get them comfortable?
Well, it's a process. When we get into the first couple of days of camp, it's pretty rough. We're turning the ball over, trying to figure out where guys are going to be, where they like to catch the pass for shooting, stuff like that. But, hopefully by game time, we have it all figured out, and I know where guys are going to be, what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are.
Tell me how important is adapt your game. You got experience in BCN in Puerto Rico. You know what is the FIBA game, but how important is your position adapt your game for help the other guys in the game?
Yeah, I think my experience in the qualifiers and in the FIBA, even in the BSN in Puerto Rico, has helped me for these events. I think the Americas have a certain style of basketball that guys that haven't played in or guys that only play in the G League don't really understand, and it's my job to help guys understand what they might see in these games, so we're not blindsided too crazy.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Everybody knows how important is the defense the last two games. How important is for your team for win these two games, but how important is the defense in this team?
One more time.
How important is the defense in this team? The defense.
Oh, how important is defense?
Yes.
Oh, extremely important. That's first thing to emphasize when we got here. And I think we got that done. We're holding teams. Not sure what they scored, but we played on defense well and then got out in transition and ran. So it was important, very important.
Walk me through the process of just getting used to your teammates. Obviously, you were an efficient scorer, not only just a scorer, but an efficient one. What was the process in being able to get to your spots with new players, new terminology, new plays?
I don't think it's much of a process. It's just when you get around a lot of guys who can really play basketball, um, you just kind of like I don't know, like everybody's game. You just put your game where it fits. It's kind of easy when you play with other guys who also can score and assist. And like I said, do everything.
Thank you, Jamas.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Um, hey, my team came out there and played hard. We knew what was coming from USA basketball. They shot the ball. We knew they was gonna get a lot of threes up. I believe they got 36 attempts up to our 20, but we was right there. We was right there. We just couldn't get over the hump. Ran out of gas. But I'm proud of my team. We came out. We responded from the Cuba game. We gave a great fight, and we're gonna be ready. We're gonna be ready in February. I'm not worried at all. We're gonna be ready in February.
Coach, 0-2 in this window. What adjustment Team Bahamas need to do for the next window in February?
Uh, we gotta get our guard play up. Our guards did a hell of a job, but someone was playing out of position. We needed them. A lot of the guys that we normally have on our team, their teams couldn't let them go because they're in EuroLeague or playing in the top division. The teams weren't gonna let them play this game, but that's okay. The guys that we had fought to the end. They gave us everything we got. We had some great play from everybody. Miller with a double double tonight. Hell of a job. And we executed. We executed offense. We just ran out of guys, and you got to tip our hat out to USA basketball. They really put the pressure on the low man, kicked the ball out, and they hit their open shots, which they know they're capable of doing. They got excellent shooting on their team. The shots we was contesting, but it was making, so we'll be fine.
What is it about Team USA that their second halves offensively is usually bigger than their first halves? Is it just as simple as they just wear you down?
That's one reason. And second reason, you get to settle down, you get to settle in, you get to see what each person comes in the game with, your matchups. The second half, you watch film, you see how the teams are attacking their offense and how we're guarding them, and we did the same thing. We knew what was coming. They knew what was coming on our end. They got to a little bit more 50-50 balls than we did. We had 18. Our turnovers was the key. We had 16 turnovers, which led to 13 points. We got to protect the ball. We got to not turn the ball over because when you turn the ball over, it ends up in transition, easy offense for them. You're not putting in pressure. Half court, we was fine. Still got to communicate a little bit better defensively, but we'll be fine. In 7 days, you get with the team for 3 days and try to get as much as you can. Kind of simplify it, and you go out there and you just play. You put your hat on, lace your boots up, and just go to work.
And you alluded to it earlier, but what is it like almost having like a floating roster where you're waiting for guys to come back? How do you manage putting in a playbook, getting in a rhythm? Those things are challenging when it's a floating roster the way it is.
That's the beauty about coaching. You never know. Like we had two guys that were stuck in customs, couldn't the visas and stuff, so we didn't know we was gonna have them the game in Cuba. Luckily, we got them the day of the game, and now we're trying to teach them the offense that we put in to the players. My coaching staff did a hell of a job. We watched film. We made sure those guys was up to par, and we made sure them guys knew exactly what we want to do, and they picked it up quick. These guys are all pros. They're playing high level in Europe. They've been playing in the season, and now you just gotta get used to playing with each other. You gotta know each other's spots. You gotta recreate yourself. You've been with your team, across the waters or in the G League. Some guys, and now you've been away from each other since the summertime. So now it's about reconnecting and getting to know each other, knowing the right spots. We didn't know we was gonna have 3 guys. We thought we was gonna have 2. Come to find out we couldn't. So we added 2 new guys to the roster for this game in the USA, which we did not have in Cuba. So, that's the beauty of coaching. That's why I love what I do, because it gives you challenges. You never know. And it's just like I say, it's like gambling. You got to play with the cards that's dealt to you. And that's the beauty of it. And I enjoyed every minute of it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank y'all.
If you want to give us an opening statement, just tell us about the game and, all of the challenges that you guys had to try and overcome and the outcome of the game, please.
I think we came in, we fought very hard in the first half, but I think that ultimately we got wore down into the second half, and then they was able to get a lot of transition buckets that opened the score up and made it that we wasn't able to overcome. And a lot of challenges we had a lot of guys playing out of position because we wasn't able to get the roster that we really wanted. And everybody came together on short notice, so we didn't really have a lot of time to prepare. So I think we fought hard considering the circumstances.
And despite all of those things, there were some good things that came out of this game that you guys did do well. Speak a little bit about the things that you felt like as a team you guys did do well.
I think that we played for each other first of all, and I think that we fought and took the challenge. But in the end, I think that they were just able to be more consistent, making their open shots than we were, and that was ultimately the difference. They was able to make the shots that we missed.
And your coach mentioned turnovers. What were the struggles with it today? What was Team USA doing that maybe gave you a little bit of issues?
I think it was half and half. They did pressure a lot. They try to deny the passes and handoffs a lot, but also we was a little mixed up because of the short notice. So therefore, we wasn't all on the same page all the time. So we gave away the ball sometimes when we didn't really need to.
Turn us a little bit for the whole difficulty or how is the challenge for do this window that close to 2 days ago you are in Cuba and right now you're in USA for play basketball.
Yeah, and when we was in Cuba, we picked up two players since then. We dropped the guy that one of our main guys. We had to pick up two new players, and then traveling, we got delayed. We got in at 4 a.m. Had to practice, and then we came in. We just tried to give it our all.
Thank you.
Thank you.